I bought 2 graded collections. Did I overpay, underpay? Stay tuned.
Bry's Comics.
We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 95, the second printing. This is the first appearance of Jennika as a Ninja Turtle, and the best thing about this book is this classic Kevin Eastman back cover. Truly a really beautiful back cover, beautiful slab. Subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, and like this video, and you are entered to win this slab, and we'll run that in one other video. Key Collector just dropped another announcement about the Black Panther movie and a whole bunch of details about the future of the characters for Shuri and Riri Williams. And the most interesting thing about it is that Riri Williams has signed on for a 20+ appearance deal with Marvel and the MCU, confirming what a lot of us have been speculating on all along, is that Riri Williams has a huge future in the MCU. So that means that all of her keys, I mean 20+ appearances, all of her keys, this is the ground level to get in on it. And if you didn't see, I do have some Invincible Iron Man number 1 CGC 9.8 pre-sales available over on the website for just $125. I'm sure those will sell out. I'm only selling a select number of them, and the rest I'm going to keep because we still have a whole bunch of things that will see a price hike in that book. We still have the actual appearance in the Black Panther movie. If she shows up in any of the trailers for the Black Panther movie, imagine how exciting that is going to be. If you guys watched that recent Spider-Man trailer, how stoked, how pumped is everybody getting for that movie, for these trailers. So imagine if we see Riri for the first time, imagine what that's going to do to the price of the book. And then we still have her own Disney Plus show that's coming to Disney Plus in the series called Ironheart, and all of the leaks and trailers and announcements that go along with that. This book really does have a whole bunch more opportunities to see price hikes, and you can lock it in for $125 now. Also, I'm open to trades. If you wanted to do a bulk trade for some multiple copies of it for something else, I'm open to that too. So hit me up over on Instagram or email with any inquiries like that. Enjoy the show. Major Grail available on consignment at bryscomics.com. I'm talking Star Wars, The Clone Wars #1, the variant edition. This book is a monster, you guys. If you know this book, I don't even need to talk about it. First appearance of Ahsoka Tano, first appearance of Captain Rex. Captain Rex is rumored for the new Ahsoka Tano Disney Plus series that's coming out next year, which we haven't gotten any like casting calls or leaks or rumors or trailers or anything, but this book has just been on a crazy ride. Most recent sale, $16,000 for this book. Lowest listed price is $18,000, and I have it available for $14,750. I've basically shaved down my commission on that to almost nothing, so that's the absolute best I can do. And the way it would work is it's coming from a trusted seller. I absolutely trust this guy. You buy the book, he overnight ships it to me, FedEx, and I overnight ship it to you, FedEx, all free shipping on your end. So I know that this is a huge book, a big grail for a lot of people, long-term goal book, especially Star Wars collectors, and so this might be a good opportunity to pick it up. And so I just added this over on the website at bryscomics.com. Down here in the corner you will find a rewards tab, so you now can gain rewards 3% back on every single purchase, always. Just make sure you create an account and you sign in when you make a purchase, and you'll automatically get 3% back in points that can be redeemed towards another purchase. So for every 100 points you get $1, and basically you get 3 points for every dollar spent. So it's 3% back. And there's also a way to redeem if you refer a friend. So you get, I think it's a $5 coupon for every single time somebody uses your link and makes a purchase. I bought 2 collections, which is really cool. It's kind of funny that they both came like back to back, because these are my first 2 collections that I've actually ever purchased as a business, and it's something that I really hope to do more of in the future. I hope to travel the country and find collections, buy collections, but I just don't get a whole lot of it where I'm at. I'm way up here in Northern California, and in this community up here, there's just not a ton of collections that come up for sale. These 2 came across, they They came through the website or through Instagram, and they're both graded collections, and we made a deal. They sent them to me, and I paid them within 20 minutes of receiving the books. Super smooth transactions, minimal back and forth for both of them. It really helped that both of these sellers had an idea of what they wanted for the collection, and they were within reason. So we're able to easily come to a solution. So I'll go over the collection separately. So the first one, the guy contacted me and said, "Hey, I have a collection I want to sell. I want to get somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000. He sent me the list of the books. I looked them up. I got the prices, and I said, "All right, you said between $3,000 and $4,000. How about $3,250?" And he said, "How about $3,500, and I throw in a couple mystery books?" And I said, "Deal." So he sent me the books, and within minutes of opening the package, I sent him the payment. Everyone's happy. And I'll go over the most recent sale prices. We'll calculate, fees and everything like that. And you can tell me if you think that this was a good deal, or if you think maybe I overpaid. I'd like to hear from you down in the comments. I do believe that I'm able to offer the best prices anywhere for collections like this, because I'm just a one-man show. And so if you were to walk into a comic book shop and sell your collection, I mean, they have rent, they have utilities, they have employees. I mean, you name it, there is a cost to doing business, especially when you have a brick and mortar, or if you're an auction house or something like that. And I'm just a one-man show. I have very little overhead, and so I'm able to get much closer to FMV. And so let's get into it. So first, I'll start off with the mystery books. So these were the two mystery books that he threw in. One is Ice Cream Man #1. This looks like a really good, clean copy. This is the variant edition, which goes for about $300 in a CGC 9.8. I do believe I can get a 9.8 out of this. There's a little ding in the corner, but I might be able to press it out. And then the second mystery book is Something is Killing the Children #1, the Jenny Friesen Unlocked Retailer variant. And this one was looking beautiful as well. I thought, awesome, like what an awesome couple of mystery books to throw in there. And then I looked on the back cover, and I'll throw a picture of it up here, and somebody in their infinite wisdom decided to color touch a couple scratches on the back with a black Sharpie, and it flashes like a sore thumb. It is so clearly restored, and the guy that sold this to me did not know that. He bought these from his LCS in a top loader. He never even took it out of the top loader. I totally trust and believe him on that. He actually thought that this was going to be a really cool bonus to send my way, because he watches the channel. He knows how into Something That's Killing the Children I am, and I truly appreciate the gesture and how cool that was of both of these books that he threw in as mystery books. But just unfortunately, somebody just could not resist the temptation. They looked on the back of that book, saw the scratch, and then they looked over and saw their black Sharpie, and they thought, nobody will ever tell, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that yes, you absolutely can tell color touch. There's no way you're ever going to get away with it, especially with pens. They just don't match up correctly. They flash like a sore thumb, and it will always get a restored label from CGC. And so I'm just going to have to sell this to somebody who wants to enjoy it just for the front cover and never wants to get it graded, because it would come back with that purple restored label. And I think that we should probably come up with a new term rather than restored, because it's not like when you take a black Sharpie to an otherwise perfect book that you're restoring it to its former glory. No, you're defacing it, you're devaluing it, you're marking it up. The same with classic Silver Age keys. I mean, you're not restoring it to its former glory by sloppily adding color that doesn't match. I mean, it's just a semantic term that I struggle with, because I don't think you're restoring it. This is ASM 31 in a CGC 7.0 off-white to white pages. First appearance of Gwen Stacy, Harry Osborn, and Professor Miles Warren, who goes on to become the Jackal in ASM 129. Triple key, early ASM 12 center. This was one of the books that came up on the Como Comics collab that I did with the top 10 books to invest in. And this is one that I've been looking for the PC. So this one is actually going to stay in the PC. It's the perfect grade for me. And the reason that I wanted it for the PC is that I had this slab stand made in advance of this book. I knew that I wanted to get an early ASM key that had red colors and stuff, and I wanted it to match. So I wanted a slab stand to go with it that had those classic original Spidey colors. And this is what I got from Comic Block way in advance. Just these awesome slab stands. It says Spider-Man here. It says with great power comes great responsibility here. It's got the Steve Ditko signature on this side, a replica, and a Stan Lee signature on this side, a replica. Just an incredible incredible, beautiful slab stand, and it goes absolutely perfect with this book. So this one's going to stay in the PC. I think there's a ton of speculative value behind this book, and I am happy to look at it until I can upgrade it, possibly move on, but I'm pretty sure it'll just stay in the PC forever. So next up, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 238, a CGC 9.6 white pages newsstand edition with the tattoos insert complete. So this is a book that comes with tattoos insert in between the back cover, and so if it's missing that, it gets that green qualified label. So if you ever find this raw in the wild, make sure it has that tattoo insert. And this is the first appearance of the Hobgoblin, and this is just a beautiful, beautiful copy. There's no graders notes on it. I considered cracking it out and sending it back in, because on the back here, there's just a little bit of soiling, a little bit of dirt along the spine, which I could easily remove if I cracked it out. It's on a white part of the back cover, and so if you just take a high polymer eraser and just gently erase that dirt away, I've done it hundreds of times. It's super easy. You don't have to worry about lifting any of the color or the ink off, because it's on a white part of the cover. So I considered sending this back in because there's no graders notes, and it is a really, really clean copy. I mean, I have 9/8 that look worse than this for sure, but there's just a couple of color breaking spine stresses on the sides, and I considered it. I'm like, should I send this in and hope for 9/8? And I decided I'm just not going to take the risk. I've been burned a couple times doing that, where it's just not that much of a slam dunk. I'll just be happy with the 9.6. So recent sales on this was actually around $750 and $850. Those were the two most recent sales when we made the deal for this collection. And then recently, one was up for sale on eBay at auction, and it's up to $1,000 at auction. It's ending in a couple hours here. So that's just a sign of how crazy this market is when we made the deal for this book, you know, I went off the most recent sale prices, but if we had made the deal tomorrow after this listing ends, I would have gave them a little bit more money, because I would have based it off the most recent sale prices, and the sale price has gone up since then. So I do think this is undervalued. I will price this probably kind of high. I'll have it, here's my pricing strategy for this. So I'll have it listed as the lowest listed price. Okay, I think the lowest listed price is somewhere around $1,500. I mean, they end at auction below that, like quite frequently actually, but the lowest listed buy it now price, I'll be the lowest listed buy it now price on my website. And you know, I always have that 15% off if you buy 3 slabs or more, so you could get it for up to 15% off of that. And I'll gladly just hold it if I don't sell it for that, because and in the meantime, I'm the lowest listed price, because there's some great spec potential behind this. Even soon, you know, Hobgoblin is rumored for the MCU, and Ned Leeds, and there's like all these ways that he could possibly show up. I'll gladly just hold it and be the lowest listed price until then. Next up, we have Marvel Spotlight number 32 in a CGC 9.6 white pages, and this is the origin and first appearance of Spider-Woman in Jessica Drew. This also came up on the Como Comics Top 10 books to invest in video that we recently did, and I have had this on my radar for years. And actually, it's kind of funny, I think I recognize this book. I think I almost bought this book on eBay. I think it sold for below FMV like a long time ago, because I think I recognize it because the microchamber paper is like, and I'll throw a picture of it up here, but the microchamber paper is sticking out of the edge of the book. So I'm not sure if they always do this anymore. I feel like maybe I've cracked a few slabs where they didn't have the microchamber paper, but what it is, it's the little piece of paper that they put between the front cover and the first page to like absorb any off-gassing or things like that, just to help protect the integrity of the book while it's encased. Leave a note in the comments if you know about the microchamber paper. I know CBCS did away with it because they added vents. It's sticking out a little bit, and so I thought, you know, I have a couple options. One, I could send this back to CGC. They probably would reslab this just as a manufacturing error at no cost, or I could, you know, pay for a reholder, or I could crack and press clean and resubmit it. And Since it has to be cracked anyways, I've decided that I'm going to crack, press, clean, and resubmit this and hope for that 9.8, because on the back of this, there's just a little bit of soiling on the back. It's also a white cover, which can easily be removed with a high polymer eraser. Just gently erase that dirt away, and there's no graders notes on this. It looks beautiful. There's no spine ticks whatsoever. I think it has a solid chance at a 9.8. And the only thing that worries me about this is from the era of books where the cover is slightly bigger than the interior pages. And so what happens is the cover just hangs over the interior pages just a little bit. And if you're not careful, it could bend it down, it bend the cover over the pages and create these little bends along the very edge of the book. And a bend could possibly keep you from a 9.8. The funny thing is I have 9.8s that have those bends with this era of book where the cover just goes over the interior pages, and I have 9.8s with a couple of those bends. I have several of them, and then I've also had books that I've submitted that were perfect with a tiniest little bend that got rejected because of it. So it's just a roll of the dice. It depends on the grader in that day whether or not they're going to withhold it from a 9.8 because of that. But I'm going to take my chances. I'm a risk taker in that sense, and I'm going to shoot for a 9.8. This book, there's 199 9.8s on the census and 575 9.6s. The 9.6, most recent sale was somewhere around $1,100. Lowest listed price is somewhere around $1,500. And for the 9.8, there was a recent sale for just over $4,000, which I actually almost bought for the 9.8 because that was a really good price. But this thing has skyrocketed in value in recent months. Primarily, this has just followed the market trend in major keys going up in value. But I think that this is going to come back down a little bit from that recent market surge. But then I think it's going to go back up again when we get Spider-Woman in the MCU, because I just can't see a future where they don't do Spider-Woman in the MCU. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be 2 years from now, but certainly eventually they will do Spider-Woman in the MCU, right? I mean, like, how could they not? Next, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 361. CGC 9.8 white pages, signature series, signed by Mark Bagley. Obviously, it's the first full appearance of Carnage. And this is a tricky one because, this book has definitely come down recently. I mean, it saw a peak of around $1,600. It's definitely on its way back down, but there's not a whole lot of listed copies. And so my strategy, again, I'll have this listed as the lowest listed price anywhere. And if I hold on to it, that's fine too, because with the new Venom movie coming out, depending on how Carnage is received, I don't think it's the end of this book, especially if there's like a future for Carnage, if there's subsequent movies that come out, if he's well received. However, if he is not well received, that can destroy the value of this book. So this is definitely a really risky one, and the fact that I paid close to FMV for it, it's kind of got me a little bit nervous. But at the end of the day, it's an Amazing Spider-Man key, and I'm curious, does anyone else do this? What I love to do is to take my key books and set it up there next to the TV while I watch that new movie comes out. So when I go to watch the new Venom movie in my living room, I'll set this up next to the TV, and I just go back and forth between the movie and the book, and it just feels freaking awesome. It feels so great to see him on the screen for the first time and then look, and there's that key and I have it. Does anyone else do that, or am I just a complete weirdo in that sense? So when you add up the most recent sale prices of all those books, you get $4,470. And if you were to sell these on eBay, the seller fees come out to about 15%, give or take, depending on how you run your listings, whether you have ads, free shipping, and whatnot, things like that, but about 15% seller fees on eBay. So you're looking at $3,800 after fees on eBay, and I paid $3,500. So, the seller left $300 on the table. They could have had an extra $300 if they sold them themselves on eBay. And so that's not including the 2 free mystery books, but the Something is Killing the Children is really, I can't sell that for very much as it's restored. And the Ice Cream Man, I still have to press and clean and send it into CGC and pay the fees for that and wait 6 or 7 months for that to come back. So, what do you guys think? Do you think I overpaid? Do you think I underpaid? Do you think he got a good deal? Do you think that there is value to that, to sell it for $300 less than you can sell for yourself on eBay, but do it all in one fell swoop, send it to one person, they send you the money right away, and you don't have to wait for eBay to process your payments and send you your payments and deal with all the eBays, deal with listing it on eBay, deal with shipping every single book individually. And there's always the chance too, if you set it up at auction, that it sells for less than the most recent price. Or if you buy it now, it could take months for it to actually sell and for you to get your full asking price. So personally, I think it was a great deal. I think it's a great service to offer to people. And just keep that in mind. I'm always buying. If you're in that situation where you want to sell your collection, you want to do it all in one fell swoop, I'm always buying. And I'd be happy also to travel the country. I have investor friends that are ready to pull the trigger as well. I mean, I'm looking for that $100,000, $200,000 collection where, we load up a U-Haul and head out there. So, I have other people that are willing to get in with me on that level as well. I would love to do that. And if you know anybody that has a collection like that, Silver Age, Grails, things along those lines, I will gladly pay a very handsome finder's fee as well. All right, so moving on to the next collection. This next collection is all modern books. It's all Something Is Killing the Children. And some of them are pretty run of the mill, and then one of them is really special. So I paid $2,375 for all of these. It's based off of recent sales. We have Something Is Killing the Children, number 3 in a 9.8, number 4 in a 9.8, and number 1 in a 9.8. So this is cover A, CGC 9.8. This is actually the first time that I've ever owned a number 1 cover A in a 9.8. I mean, I have plenty of the variants number 1s. I have plenty of these at CGC getting graded that will eventually come back. But this is the first time I've actually had a 9.8 of number 1 in my hands. And then this is the special book, the rare book. This is the second rarest Something's Killing Children book. It's number 8, the 1 in 25 DeCall variant. And like I said, it's the second rarest one, second only to number 6, the 1 in 25 for number 6, which is that Jenny Friesen cover. And personally, I actually definitely prefer this DeCall variant to that Jenny Friesen variant, because that Jenny Friesen variant is just a color splash of the FOC variant. So number 6, cover B, is that same image, and then the 1 in 25 is a color splash version of that. And for some reason, I feel like that takes away from it a little bit. It's not like a unique image. It's not unique art. It's just a color splash version of something else. This, on the other hand, is completely unique. It's completely its own image, and it's just a ghost. I mean, you don't see it anywhere. See, and that's what I kind of mean about the number 6, is you see that image all the time because it's from the regular FOC variant. But this one, you just never see it. This is a ghost. There's only 42 graded 9.8s on the census and only 90 total copies on the census overall for this book. It just never comes up for sale. The last time it came up for sale was in June, prior to the Something Is Killing Children announcement that it's coming to Netflix. So it just rarely comes up because there's only 42 of them and people aren't readily getting rid of these. So the most recent sale was somewhere around $1,300, but again, that was pre-announcement, and I'll gladly sit on this until there's more sales data, or there's more around this book, or the show gets closer. But it is $1,300 to have tied up in a book for a long time. So we went off of most recent sales because that's all you can do. I mean, I'm not going to pay more than the most recent sale for a book, but man, this cover is just so beautiful. It's almost like it's got like a black light effect, like this hot pink blood on her machete, and the blood spots all over the thing. And DeCall's style, where he has those thin lines in there, and makes it look like it's raining, and his signature along the side there, where it's just like this super fine signature. And that's also how he signs books when you get a CGC signature series version of that. Just a super hot book. And so, I have it listed on my website, and, you can get 15% off if you couple it with 3 other slabs. And I already regret that. I already regret the fact that somebody is probably going to buy this book, because I'm not going to get another one. I've bought 9 complete collections. None of them had this variant. They just never come up for sale. And it's like, when would I ever get one? So it's really kind of odd that this one came across the table. I'm super glad that it did. And who knows, maybe I'll just keep it for the PC. I'm not in any rush to sell that one. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, and like this video, and you're entered to win this CGC 9.8 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 95, the first appearance of Jennika as a Ninja Turtle, the second print. Beautiful book, beautiful Kevin Eastman cover on the back. Thank you so much for sticking with me all the way to the end of the video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bry's Comics.